Hello and welcome to the ninth part of the Conquering freeCodeCamp Curriculum Challenge. In this part, we're going to go over the next project in the series. We recently completed the product landing page, and now we're going to do the technical documentation page. For those of you who are watching this video in the series first, we went over the entire curriculum so far. We learned HTML and HTML5, CSS, applied visual design and accessibility, responsive web design principles, and then we learned Flexbox and Grid. You can find all the videos in the playlist in my description below. Alright, let's look at what we need to do for the technical documentation page. This will be probably one of the easiest so far, at least that's what I've seen. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, I haven't done it before. Okay, let's see what it does. I think I have here, yeah. So I open the project here, let me make it full page. And it's basically just a documentation page where you can scroll on the right and see, well, documentation, and here on the left we have a little navigation, and when we're pressing these buttons or links or whatever they are, we are jumping to the corresponding section. Now, I don't know if we should just copy this text or if we could find a way to have another text. What I was thinking is to go over Wikipedia and find something interesting and make it a documentation page about, I was thinking, computer programming. You have here, you can see that I have it open. And maybe we can copy this text over and then have these sections here in the left, and we can have links, maybe if we need, or lists and all this. So basically this should be a quick one. It shouldn't be that much of a work, more like copying, pasting and arranging text on the screen on the website. Oh, and we need a little bit of code. Let's see what it requires. We need a main element with an ID, a main doc element with several sections. Okay, the first element within each main section should be a header element, which contains a text that describes the topic. Okay, each section with a class should have an ID that corresponds to the text of header. The section that contains the header JavaScript and Java should have a corresponding ID JavaScript and Java. Okay. The main section should have at least 10 paragraphs, 5 code tags and 5 list items. We should have a nav. Okay, I guess that goes on the left. The nav should contain one header. Should contain a link elements with a class of nav link. Should be for every one element with the class nav section. Okay. The header in the navbar must come before the link. Each element with a class of nav link should contain text corresponding to the header. Okay, if we have hello world, then hello world. When I click on the navbar element, the page should navigate to the corresponding section. Alright. On a regular size desktop, the element with ID nav should be on the left side and it should be responsive. Alright, so this shouldn't be that hard. Right? Or I mean, should we just copy this text and use it? And then style it also a little bit. I'm the most worried. I mean, the thing that I am considering is that what text should we use if not this? All the documentation this page taken from MDM. No, yeah. Let's introduction. Yeah, I basically wouldn't want to, let's see, to go here and just spend a lot of time pasting code, pasting text. So yeah, I don't know. Let me think. Also, for those of you who are watching the recording, this is a live stream. And for those of you who are in the live stream, say hi in the chat. I usually say this in the first part of the video, but I was too caught up with what I have to do for the project and I forgot. Okay. Well, I am going to use this text. And the rest will go, I mean, just the text. And we are going to create this side element, and we are going to style the code like this. So let's make a clone of this website. It should work for this project. If you want, you can build this page on your own, and maybe you can do CSS documentation. Let's see, can we find CSS here? Learn CSS. Should we use this? Well, I guess if it takes that much to figure out what to use, I guess. Let's do this. We're going to do about CSS. So we don't just copy this. We're going to do a CSS documentation page. All right. Let me go here in this CodePen and we can fork this CodePen. So now we have this tool which we will check our tests. We can select here which project are we testing for, and it will run the tests and see if we did it correctly. All right. Technical documentation page. Oops. Documentation page. CSS. freeCodeCamp in parentheses here. All right. Let's delete this and put the script at the bottom so it won't bother us. And we can also this. All right. I think we're ready to start. Let's see. I can see a main element with the corresponding ID main doc, which contains the page's main content. Okay, so I guess this main element should be a wrapper around everything. I'll keep this as reference. We need this, we don't need this. Good. So main with an ID of main doc. Main doc. Alright. And inside here, within the main doc, I can see several section elements, each with a class of main section. There should be a minimum of 5. The first element within each main section should be a header element, which contains text that describes the topic of the section. Okay. Main. I can see a nav with the corresponding ID. Header. I think there was something. So the main shouldn't be wrap around everything. The nav can be on its left side, right? Okay, let's do that. So we have the main, and here we have all the sections, and we're going to have a nav with an ID of navbar, like that. I'm going to go back and forth to this page to see what they require us to do. The navbar should contain one header element. Header, and this could say CSS documentation. Perfect. Okay, well, let's go from 1 to 15, otherwise we'll all over the place. So we have this. Then within the main doc element I can see several section elements, each with a class of main section. Okay, let's do that. Several sections. How many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect, we have exactly 5 sections. So we type section with a class of main section, and we can do ×5, and we generate the sections. Also, before that, main section should have a header. So let's do bigger than header and tab, and look at that. Now we have 5 sections with headers. Okay, the first one should say introduction. And here, so the header, main section, each section should, the class of main section should also have an ID that corresponds with the text of the header. We need to keep track of this so we don't forget. So the section should have an ID of what we have in the header. So in this case it should have an ID of introduction. Okay, the next header should be learning pathway. And we're going to need an ID of learning pathway with underscore, right? Yeah, JavaScript and Java. Okay, so basically it's the same as the header but with underscores instead of spaces. Good. The next one, it will be modules, like that, and ID of modules for the section. And the next one should be solving common CSS problems. ID solving common CSS problems, and with underline here, and here, and here. Okay, perfect. And the last one, see also. See also, ID, see also, and underscore. Good. Underscore, underline. I think they're both right or they're both wrong or whatever. Let's have some space here. Awesome. Now, let's see. We did this. Oops, go back. The main section element should contain at least 10 paragraphs. Okay, that will be done. We need code, we need allies. All right. I can see a nav element with the corresponding. Okay, we have this. The navbar should contain one header. We have that. Additionally, the navbar should contain a link, a element with the class of nav link. Okay, so we're going to have a nav link like that. Should contain text that corresponds to the header with the text. Okay, so if we have hello world, we have hello world there. Good. When I click a navbar, oh, let's first. So we have 5 sections. Let me add a little space between them so it will be much easier to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so nav link times 5. Each one should go to the corresponding ID. So the first one should go to introduction. The second one should go to learning pathway. The third one should go to modules, and so on and so forth. Okay, and inside here we just need to copy paste the text inside the link. Modules. Yeah, this project is not that hard. It's more like just copy and pasting. And we're going to have a little bit of CSS code, which will make it look pretty. Alright. I think we're done with that. Let's see what else we need to do here. When I click on Navbar, the page should navigate. Okay, this is done because we added the hashtags. Alright. On regular size desktop, it will be on the left, and media queries. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Now, let's add the CSS. So we have a navbar and the main. We want the navbar to be on the left and the main to the right. Because they are direct children of the body, we could do body be display flex. We have the script, but this won't bother. Alright, let's do that. Body. First, let's remove the margin. Like that. Now, it could be display flex. And look at that, automatically the main went to the right. Perfect. Now, the nav should be max width. How much pixel? How many pixels? Like 300 pixels? That's too much. 200 pixels. And then the main should be flex 1. So now if we add the background color here of purple and the background color here of orange, we can see this. Alright. Also the nav should be, let's see, height of 100 viewport heights. So it will be all across here on the vertical axis. Y-axis. Okay. Perfect. Let's add box sizing, border box, like that, and let's import a font from Google Fonts. fontsgoogle.com. Which one works nice for documentation? Montserrat. I like this. Looks pretty clean. Import, copy this code, go back here and import it here, and then on the body we can say font family, Montserrat, and sans serif. Perfect, look at that. It changed nicely. Alright, now the headers should they have an H1, or maybe just we can just increase the font, the headers. So header, let's see, font size 40 pixels. Ooh, that went big. 30 pixels. Just playing around with the number. Okay. This should probably work, but not that much. Okay, nav. Let's give it more space now. Alright. And on the headers, let's add a padding. 15 pixels all around. Good. Good. Now, let's go to style the nav. So we have the nav, the main, and the header. Good. Let's go here, and we have the nav things, which will be color black. They will be display block, so they will stay. They will stay on the separate lines. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. All right. And we can have also padding of 50 pixels, and maybe let's have a border between them. border of 2 pixels solid. Let's see, DDD or something. Let's remove these colors for the main, and the nav should be something, some grayish, EEE. Okay, good. So we have the sidebar now. I don't like the border, so instead of having the borders all across, let's see how this does. Okay, so they only have a border top. So let's do that. Border top, 1 pixel. And we can do something like 777. Alright, perfect. Let's remove the text decoration. Text decoration none. And we're pretty close to be done with the Navbar. I don't like this goes on 2 lines, but it's too big, so we can't really fix that. Yeah, let's add a border on the nav to the right, and we're done. Border right, 2 pixels solid, and the same 777. Okay, and maybe we can go 300 pixels so that this text goes on a line. Oh, look at that, and this one goes also. Perfect. Let's import 400 and 700 font sizes, font weights, maybe 600, and the header should be font weight 600. Ooh, that's too much. 500. Okay, that's better. Perfect. Now we need to add the text, some code, some links, yeah, some links and some lists, and we're done. So let's do that. We can copy this. So now basically it's a lot of copy and pasting. Inside the section we have a paragraph with this text. Alright. You know what? We should have the section have some padding. So now you can see the text goes all the way. Header section here above. It should have a padding of 15 pixels. Alright. And now we don't need a padding on the header. Okay. Only if the header is inside the nav. So nav header should have padding 15 pixels. Alright, good. So now you can see it nicely structured here. Maybe we can even add 20 pixels. Perfect. And what I want for the section to have a line height of 1.5. Yeah, so it's nicely spread out. Okay. Let's go and copy over some more text. Let's copy this. This will be on this in the second block, the second section. And we can wrap all this text inside paragraphs. Paragraph, oops. Paragraph here. Paragraph here. And here. And here. Okay, good. Look at that. So now if the main is bigger, the nav goes and it will have some empty space because the nav has a fixed height, but the main doesn't. So we can easily fix that by saying main be a height of 100 viewport heights. And now the rest will be main. Okay, max height. Should what I'm missing? Something's wrong. It basically should be scrollable now. Interesting. Viewport heights, the main. We have the main here. Okay. Overflow. On the y-axis we want scroll. Okay. So now we have that. We can say flex one back. Yeah. So we needed to add overflow y to be scroll. Good, 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 good. In the chat, Joy is asking, is it min height? No, it's not min height, because min height basically will also go more than, but if we say min height 100 viewport heights, it will go over it and it will allow it. So we need to restrain it to be exactly 100 viewport heights. And with overflow y scroll, we can have the scroll here. And the nice part, now look at that. If we click on this, it will jump to their corresponding section, which is pretty cool. Let's add, oh, look at that. Here we have a list. So let's create that list. Section no, here. Okay, so this should be the UL and LI. CSS like that. CSS starting more and JavaScript. CSS starting more, li and closing li, and li closing here also, and JavaScript, li and closing li, and then closing ul. Okay, and this can go inside the paragraph. Now let me indent this nicely so you can see what's happening. Okay, so we have the header, we have the first paragraph, which is this, and then we have a list with 3 list items. And then we have another paragraph and another paragraph and another paragraph inside it. Let's indent it nicely. Okay, look at that. How beautiful it is. Good, the modules. Let's copy this over and we can go here. Okay, so around this, and around this, and this, we're going to put an H2. Okay, like that. H2 is too big, so let's do H3. Oh, look at that, it changed automatically. But not here, nor here, or here. Alright, and on these we want paragraphs. Okay, paragraph, paragraph, paragraph. Here we have 2. Paragraph. As I said, it's a lot of copy pasting, and we just create the HTML this project. Nothing really fancy going on. Okay, it's indented here also. And this one goes with this. And then, let's see. Modules, and we have these headings and text and more text and everything. Oh, look at that. So it changed the the first to 3SS, which is odd. You go here, you don't need this. Okay, so we had CSS building blocks. CSS building blocks, styling text, and CSS layout, like that. Okie dokie. Looks decent. Alright, let's copy over last part. Oh no, second to last. We need a paragraph here. And a paragraph here. And the last one, look at that, we have another H3, I think. So this will be H3. Oops, wrong button. And H3. And a paragraph. Alright, so we pretty much copied over the entire text. Now, the issue is we don't really have code. And that's not good. If we're going to click here and run the tests for the technical documentation page, we are failing 3 tests. Let's see which one. The main section element should contain at least 5 code elements, yeah, and 5 list items, and one more. Oh, 1 media query. So if we fix this, we are pretty much done. Let's see, do we have another list item somewhere? So we need to improvise. Okay, and also code snippets. Oh boy. Wow. Where should we add the code snippets, from where, and we need 2 more list items. I guess we could probably convert this to list items, but then, yeah, won't look that nice. Chat, do you have any ideas? Need 5 code blocks and 2 more list items to make it work. Let's go through these links. Let's see, maybe we can find something. Guides, what is CSS? Oh. Okay, maybe we can add a couple of more sections. Look at this. This has some code. Yeah, as Joy says in the chat, we can add CSS syntax. But we don't have list items. But we could add this. Do we have a CSS syntax part? No. Then we can get this part. So we have 2 code blocks. But we need 5. And I also want to make it, at least try to make it be pretty, how can I say, we shouldn't just put text there to make it work. So it should be at least logical. Oh, Joe is right. 3 ways we can add CSS. And we can add them in a list. Okay, let's do that. We learn to do that. So, let's see, solving CSS problems, modules, and learning pathway. Before the modules, where's modules? Here. We can have another section with a header. Close the section. And this could be how to import CSS or use CSS. Use CSS, and this should go also in the link here. Use CSS. Use CSS again. Oh, so much copy and pasting. Okay, and this section we can say there are 3 ways to import CSS, and we can have li1 inline styling, inline CSS. No, there are 3 ways to use CSS. Yeah, use CSS. Inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. And underneath here we can have h3 inline CSS, and we can have code. Also h3 internal CSS, and we can have some code, and h3 external CSS code. Alright, I forgot how to use the code HTML tag, because it has code and pre and all the tags. Or not? Code. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, code like that. I guess we can just use that. So inline CSS. Example. We can say button style color purple. This is an example, right? Click me button. Okay, then internal CSS. We have style, and it says button color purple. And external CSS, we can say in another file, in another CSS file, need to know how to explain this, right? Because we learned it. So in another CSS file we can have, this is the worst explanation ever. So we can have this, alright, and then import it into the HTML using the link, tag, and more code. Link rel style sheet. Oh boy, style sheet. I haven't coded this for a long time. Link HTML. I just do an emet and it does everything. HTML CSS inline. Oh, look at that, we could use this inline internal. Yeah, this will be much better to use the entire code. Thank you. Okay, this is what I want for now. Code like that. Let's see. Click me. So for some reason it created the button. Okay, we don't want that. What's happening? Oh, we need to escape the characters. HTML code block inside code HTML tag. Okay, code. No, not this. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Pre and pre. Alright, yeah, this is what I want. So pre and pre around the code. Told you there is a pre tag, but I haven't used it recently, so I forgot. Pre code. And inline, then we have pre here. Formatted because we want it to be pretty. And we have pre here. Okay, external, internal, and we have one here. So we already have 4 blocks of code. Okay, so yeah, the button is still... Okay, we need to find why does it do that. Code examples inside HTML. HTML entities. I think I have a solution. HTML entities lower, less than. Okay. I think we need to use these. Let's see. So instead of the button, we use this less than, greater than, less than, and greater than. Let's see, does it work? Yeah, look at that. So it works. Kinda. Have more spacing. Button, click me. So yeah, we need to skip the tags. Same here. And here we need the less than. And here we need greater than. This should work, and this one we need less than and greater than, and we're done. Oops, like that. So now it should look better, but it's not perfect yet. We still have, look at that, a lot of space here, and that's because we have this space. So we need to remove that. Although our code won't look pretty inside the code, it should look better on the page. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah. This can go one tab back. Okay, like that. This is just me trying to figure it out why it doesn't look pretty enough. But yeah, it's not a must. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, this looks fine, this looks fine. Okay, all of them look good. Now we can go pre and do background color of EEE. Yep. Or maybe even darker, DDD. Alright, perfect. And you can see that we also have the spacing here, so we need to put this code also like that. So now we have pretty block codes, hopefully. All right, I think we have quite that spacing. Oh well, let's set the padding top of 10 pixels. Will this fix it? Yeah, it will make it look better. Okay, Radu, whoa, welcome to the live stream, so nice to see you. How are you doing? We haven't spoken in, I think, years, probably. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 block codes. How can we make it 5? Where is Joy? Joy, give me an idea. I'm glad that you're fine, Radu. Really nice to see you join. I wasn't expecting it, so yeah. Radu is one of my colleagues from the previous job I had. Okay. Hey Cesar. A lot of people joining now at the end. Let's run the test and oh, still 13. Why? We don't have 5 code blocks. Each element Oh, we misspelled this UCSS, and the header should be UCSS. Oh yeah, this should be UCSS like this. So that fixes that. We need one more code block and we need to make it responsive. And we're done. Let's do that quickly. One more code block. I guess we can say here on the internal CSS, we can say something like, I don't know, in your HTML file inside the head tag you should put. This is the worst explanation, but this will give us one more code block. For those of you who are watching from the future and want to do this, just please go do more research and find like a nicer documentation which has a proper code blocks so you don't have to hack it. Okay, so in your HTML file, inside the head tag you should put the style block, style tag. Good. And then you can have a button on your page. Okay, that's pretty dumb, but hey, it should work. So we have a button and we don't need this style anymore, and you can have a, oh well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Moving on, and let's make it responsive. So basically when we are here, we want this to be on top and this to be on the right. Media max width 600 pixels. We want the nav to do something and the main to do something else. The nav should be width 100% and the main also. And we want the height to be auto. No, for the nav. Let's keep it a fixed height. 300 pixels and do overflow Y scroll, and I show you why in a second. And the main should have white height, not white, what is that? Auto. And now on the, where is the body, we have display flex. We want to say flex wrap. Oh, apparently my mic was off and I explained a lot of things, but apparently you didn't hear. Sorry about that. Let's see, what did I do in the meantime? So basically, the main didn't want to go underneath the nav here. So instead of using flex wrap, which worked before, it should have worked now also, because we have width 100% on both the nav and the main. We changed the flex direction on the body to column, and then it pushed the main down. And then we added overflow scroll on the nav, so we can scroll when we are hovering on the nav, and then we can jump to the section. I think this is what I did. Yes, 3 minutes you don't have sound. Oh boy. That's great. Yeah, this is what happens when you're live coding. Alright, so people from the future. I don't know, sorry. I coded without you hearing me what I explained, so yeah. But I think I touched the things that I did. So basically now it's responsive. and we passed the test. Okay. Yeah, I said one more thing, that you can take this example and make it beautiful by adding some links here with nice colors, and maybe you can improve this block of code. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a short, a simple challenge, a simple project. The hardest part was to find some content to put on it. So yeah. Okay, that's it for this challenge, project, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to wrap up now. Let me know before that if you have any questions. Joy, do you have any questions? You are usually the guy who has questions. If you don't, then I'm going to wrap up now, and I'll see you in the next live stream, where we're going to go over the last. Oh, let me copy the code here so we can complete this challenge. And we are 80% done. All right. So Joy has one question. Why is auto used? Auto here because we want by default. Not by default. We added main to be 100 viewports heights here. So because we wanted to have a fixed height, so we get the scroll bar. But on mobile, we don't want it to be 100 viewport heights. We want it to have a height of auto, which apparently doesn't have. We have it here. Here, main one. Oh, I think Flex 1 is messing around with the knowledge I have. Well, apparently I had height auto because, let's see, if I remove Flex 1, what happens? That's interesting. So we don't need height auto. But this has a height of 100 viewports heights, right? Okay, I'm starting to question my CSS knowledge. Let's see. I want this, which is inside the main, which has a height of 100 viewport heights. Oh, and overflow scroll. Yeah. So yeah, that's why it works, because we have overflow scroll. So basically it has 100 viewport heights. You can see how the scroll goes more there. But because we have overflow scroll, we can scroll through the content. So by having height here auto, we can also remove overflow y, put it to none. Not sure which is the default value. And now look at that. Now the scroll bar is on the entire page, which is how it should be. Yeah. Is it to set width or height for content with height? I'm not sure what was your question. Is it okay? That's what you wanted to ask? If you ask that, you need to be careful when you set fixed height and width. Yeah. Is it okay when you know exactly, like, oh, look at that. So this we don't want. What happened? Flex wrap. Okay. So it wrapped because it was 100%. And yeah, it wasn't Flex 1 anymore. Okay. So we did some things. Let me also fix the sidebar, the nav. Let's add 350 pixels. Hello, why don't you work? Is it just me or this is buggy now? Nav 400 width. Okay, something is off. So the nav has 400 pixels width, the main has no width, and still the nav doesn't want to move. That's weird. Try min width. Let's see. Something is off with. Yeah, min width 300 pixels. Okay, that apparently worked. Thanks Radu. But why? Width, min width. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up now, and I'll see you in the next live stream. For those of you who are live now, it will be in 15 minutes or so. For those of you who are watching from the future, the recording of this, then you can find the next live stream and the last project in the playlist into the description below. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for your help. And see you later, or tomorrow, or in the next video, or whenever you want to watch me again. Have a great day. Bye.